My name is Anai.
My name is Sativa.
What is your role and explain what you do?
My job is teacher leader. I help the teacher out.
Why do you think it is important to have a leadership role in your classroom?
I think it's important to have roles in the classroom so that the teacher doesn't have to do everything.
What is one thing you like about your role?
I like that I get to help the teacher out and so she could take a break from all her meetings and all the work she has to do.
What habit do you practice when performing your role?
The habit that I use when I do my role is the practice is habit 5. I don't just tell everybody what to do. I stop and wait to what's going on.
What is your role and explain what you do?
My role is a teacher leader.
Why do you think it is important to have a leadership role in your classroom?
I think it's important because so I can give the teacher a break.
What is one thing you like about your role?
One thing I like about my role is helping out the teacher.
What habit do you practice when performing your role?
I use habit 7, sharpen the saw by helping the teacher.
My name is Gabriel. Hi, my name is Miguel.
What is your role and explain what you do?
Our role is the greeter leader. What we do is give high fives to people in our class in the morning.
Why do you think it is important to have a leadership role in your classroom?
It helps me to be responsible and also to be a great leader.
What is one thing you like about your role?
What is one thing I like about this job is that to give high fives to my best friend Juan.
What habit do you practice when performing your role?
The habits that I practice is habit 1, be proactive, habit 4, think when, and habit 6, synergize.
What is your role and explain what you do?
Our role is the greeter leader. We shake people's hands.
Why do you think it is important to have a leadership role in your classroom?
It helps the teacher by doing things for them when they can't do it.
What is one thing you like about your role?
I like my job because I meet new people.
What habit do you practice when performing your role?
We perform proactive, synergize, and think win-win.
Adriana.
What is your role and explain what you do?
My role is a water leader. I have to fill up the teacher's water bottle.
Why do you think it is important to have a leadership role in your classroom?
It is important to have leadership roles in our classroom because it gives you responsibilities.
What is one thing you like about your role?
I like helping the teacher with things she needs.
What habit do you practice when performing your role?
I am synergizing by helping the teacher.
What is your role and explain what you do?
My role is the recess improvement to take out the things we play with outside.
Why do you think it is important to have a leadership role in your classroom?
I think it is important to have leadership roles. That way people will have fun and play sports.
What is one thing you like about your role?
The one thing I like about my role is that we have soccer balls and footballs and other things to play with.
What habit do you practice when you are performing your role?
The habit that we practice is synergize.
My name is Catherine.
What is your role and explain what you do?
My role is librarian and I organize the books.
Why do you think it is important to have a leadership role in your classroom?
Because people are responsible in the classroom for things.
What is one thing you like about your role?
I organize books.
What habit do you practice when performing your role?
Habit 2.
My name is Nairi.
What is your role in St. Jude?
I am the calendar leader and I change the day every day.
Why do you think it is important to have a leadership role in your classroom?
I think it's important to have a leadership role in the classroom because I like to help the teacher so she won't have to do everything.
What is one thing you like about your role?
I like helping the teacher.
What habit do you practice when performing your role?
The habit that I practice performing my role is be proactive because the teacher does not have to tell me to do my role, I just do it.
My name is Natalia.
What is your role and explain what you do?
My leadership role is the technology team. I put the computers in the cart and make sure they are charging.
Why do you think it is important to have a leadership role in your classroom?
It is important to have a leadership role in the class. That way everyone can have a responsibility.
What is one thing you like about your role?
One thing I like about my role is putting the computers in the cart.
What habit do you practice when performing your role?
During my job, I use habit 1 because I am taking care of myself and doing my job. My name is Jameer.
What is your role and explain what you do?
My role is an auditor and to help the teacher.
Why do you think it is important to have a leadership role in your classroom?
To help the teacher out.
What is one thing you like about your role?
When a teacher pulls you so you can help her with the bulletin board.
What habit do you practice when performing your role?
I'm proactive when I help Mr. Vance and Miss Bryson.
My name is Kimberly.
What is your role and explain what you do?
My role is supply manager. We do passing out papers and fixing stuff in the classroom.
Why do you think it is important to have a leadership role in your classroom?
It is important to have a leadership role in your classroom because you can't be so it can't be messy, dirty, also listening to the teacher.
What is one thing you like about your role?
The one thing I like about my role is just passing out.
What habit do you practice when performing your role?
The habit I use is thinking with Kimberly because we always do the job the right way.
What is your role and explain what you do?
My role is supply leader. I pass out papers and fix the supplies.
Why do you think it is important to have a leadership role in your classroom?
It is important to have a leadership role in our classroom because we would keep the supplies where it's supposed to be.
What is one thing you like about your role?
One thing I like about my role is helping the teacher fix the supplies.
What habit do you practice performing your role?
The habit I use for my role is think and win by working with Mercedes by helping her and myself.
Actually, and this is Isaac.
What is your role and explain what you do?
Our role is to take the attendance in the morning.
Why do you think it is important to have a leadership role in your classroom?
I think it's important to have a leadership role in the classroom is because the teachers doesn't have to do the teachers don't have to do everything.
What is one thing you like about your role?
One thing we like about our job is that I don't know is we make sure everybody's here.
What habit do you practice when performing your role?
A habit that I practice performing my role is to seek first to understand and to be understood because you have to listen for if they're here.
My My name is Samsi.
And I'm Gwen.
What is your role, and explain what you do?
Our role is being messengers, and we when the teacher tell me to take something or get something, I go get it.
Why do you think it is important to have a leadership role in your classroom?
I think it is important to have leadership roles in a classroom because it's important, or else the teacher will have to do stuff by herself.
What is one thing you like about your role?
That I get to help the teacher with the papers.
What habit do you practice when performing your role?
I just have it put first things first. I work and play, like I take the message to somebody and then I go and do my work.
My name is Davion.
What is your role, and explain what you do?
My role is cleanup crew. I go around the room and clean up trash.
Why do you think it is important to have a leadership role in your classroom?
So the teacher won't have to do everything.
What is one thing you like about your role?
I like to clean up and help others in the day.
What habit do you practice when performing your role?
Habit 1 through 7.
My name is David.
What is your role, and explain what you do?
My role is light leader, and what I do is turn on the lights in my classroom.
Why do you think it is important to have a leadership role in your classroom?
It's important to have this job because I'm responsible of turning on the lights.
What is one thing you like about your role?
One thing I like about my role is touching the buttons and dabbing.
What habit do you practice when performing your role?
1 through 6.
My name is Edwin and his name is Oscar.
What is your role, and explain what you do?
My role is timekeeper, and we make sure to put a timer each day.
Why do you think it is important to have leadership roles in your classroom?
We can help some churches.
What is one thing you like about your role?
We can wait while we are reading.
What habit do you practice when performing your role?
We have eight some church.
My name is Adriana.
And my name is Miranda.
What is your role, and explain what you do?
Our role is Twitter leader, and we inform people about what we do in the classroom and type it on the internet.
Why do you think it is important to have a leadership role in your classroom?
It's important because everybody has a responsibility and has an important part of the classroom.
What is one thing you like about your role?
One thing I like about my role is how I explain on the computer how great fifth grade is.
What habit do you use performing your role?
Begin with the end in mind because we plan on what we type on the computers.
Jasmine?
My name is Elias.
What is your role, and explain what you do?
I'm a pencil sharpener.
Me too.
Why do you think it is important to have a leadership role in your classroom?
It is important to have a leadership role because you can work together with your classmates and have fun to have a role.
What is one thing you like about your role?
One thing I like about my role is to have I have to sharpen the pencils all morning and I have to go to school every day.
What habit do you practice when performing your role?
Habit first things first.